Hi, I'm Chris, and welcome to my channel, Synergistic Singing. Today, we're going to be talking about what most beginning singers miss when they attempt to expand their vocal range. So, the main thing that most singers forget about or don't really consider, especially beginning singers, is their vocal comfort zone. So, what's your vocal comfort zone? Well, it's definitely not your vocal range. So, your vocal range is just whatever pitches you can sing, completely disconnected from your quality of technique. So if you can strain out a note, you could say that yes, technically you can produce that pitch, but that doesn't mean that it's comfortable for you to do. So you shouldn't really consider it as officially part of your singing range. So your vocal comfort zone is going to be a very specific area of pitches, volumes, vowels, and genres that you feel are really comfortable for you to do. You don't have to strain to sing in these specific areas in your voice, and you don't really have to think about technique that much in order to sing. There are three main problems and frustrations that you're going to run into if you try to expand your vocal range without any knowledge of where your voice is currently at and where your vocal comfort zone is. Problem number one. So the first thing is that you're gonna have no idea if you're progressing. If you just take a magical exercise off the internet for expanding your range and you just start singing it and you have no idea where your range is to begin with, then you're not going to know if you're progressing. And I know that seems really obvious, but because of the way vocal exercises and vocal training systems are advertised, it makes it seem that way, that you just do these exercises and you're done. But if you don't know where you're starting from, you will have no idea if those exercises are remotely effective for what you're trying to do. The second most common problem is doing the same exact exercise in the same way and expecting something to happen on its own. You actually have to think through how you're doing your exercise, and you have to have really specific things that you can move or notice or pay attention to as you're trying a particular exercise in order for it to be effective. Lastly, the third thing is forcing. So if you don't know where your vocal comfort zone is, then you're not going to know when you're in this gray area where your technique is faltering. It's not at its best. You need to improve the technique of this gray area before you officially move into strain land. So what often happens with singers is to attempt to expand their range, they just force their way through. So they find the absolute highest note they can squeak out, and then they try to force the next one. And I can promise you that will not get you anywhere. So you have to actually really develop the range you already have and get really good at the technique and discover whole other parts of your voice within that particular range before you can even think about going to a particular note that's already difficult to do. In future videos, I'm going to be going more in depth into the vocal comfort zone topic, so do be sure to subscribe for future videos. And for voice lessons either online or in my Austin, Texas studio, go to synergisticsinging.com/schedule a lesson. Thanks for watching.